It's okay to not be okay. This is one of the trickiest time of year, especially if you are somebody that is single or you have moved or you're just have a very small network of people. Christmas can be very isolating, very lonely, and this is when I feel it the most, and I know I'm not alone in feeling that. So this is just a reminder that it's okay if you're not okay this Christmas, if you haven't reached your goals, if you haven't done the things that you wanted to do, if it's not the Christmas you wanted, because sometimes it doesn't work like that. And every year is different. And we have to remember that it's not always going to be exactly as we think. Life doesn't always turn out as we plan. And we don't always get what we feel like we deserve. And so it can be really difficult. Some things that I have thought about during this time of year are things that are important to me. So I make Christmas not a day about others. I kind of make it a day about doing things for me. So it's almost like it's a self-care day. And you can also do the mentality of it's not Christmas at all, kind of forget that it exists. You don't have to watch Christmas films, you don't have to watch Christmas TV. I actually really don't like watching any normal TV over Christmas. I find the intensity of watching Christmas programs a bit overwhelming. So I very much watch non-Christmassy things. I might watch the occasional thing, like, I don't mind watching Home Alone, for example, but I'll probably watch it once over the Christmas period, and that's probably about it. I will watch things that just make me happy. So it might be that I watch like my favourite films, my favourite Disney, or just my favourite films in general. And I just make it about doing the things that I love that matter to me. So I will watch normal films, I will listen to music, and I eat the things that I want to eat. It's almost like a cheat day of just having the breakfast that I'd love to have. I mean, if I could have a nice fry up or like a mini healthy fry up every day, I would. I need a chef. But I'll make sure that the day is full of me being able to eat whatever I like, do the things that I like. If I want to go out for a walk, I'll go out whenever I feel like it. And I just kind of do the things that I want to do. And there's definitely ways that you can do that within your environment, even if it's just sitting outside or if it's just walking around the block. You do not have to be a certain way or do a certain thing. You don't have to say Merry Christmas to people if you don't want to. You can just say hello. You can frame things in a different light. And I've done a lot of work on mental health over the last few years and just on my general attitude to life and to like daily life, because it can be a struggle when you're on your own. I've come at it with an angle of kindness, either to myself or to others, and I also don't put pressure on myself. I don't stress about things that don't matter or that shouldn't matter. There's lots of things that you can think about in a different way. Try and avoid thinking that you have to do things a certain way, because there are a lot of people that don't have what you think is a picture perfect Christmas. It's okay that we don't have that Christmas. You could book yourself to have a meal out for Christmas at your local pub. There's lots of places that are open for Christmas dinners or alternative, and you can have that instead. I think one thing I'd like to do maybe next year is to go away for Christmas. I'd like to be in the sun. I'd like to have a warm Christmas where I'm just sunbathing and just enjoying the heat, because the cold just doesn't work for me. It's not my kind of temperature. I need warmth, and maybe that's what I need Christmas to be. I need Christmas to be fun, warm, happy, and just chilled. I don't really feel the need to buy lots of stuff. There is some guilt, but I'm getting better at taking away that guilt. Had a conversation with my son about Christmas and presents, and we were talking about what he's asked for. And I do feel like I haven't got him much, but then do I need to buy him lots? Do I need to spend lots of money at Christmas? I don't really, and I can't afford to. I've just spent out like 360 quid on my car on the month of Christmas. So I don't really have the funds to be spending more. And I need to start saving. And like we've had that conversation. He's still got some of the things that he's asked for. He didn't ask for loads and he hasn't got loads. And I think that's okay. But it's kind of normalizing those kind of things to not be that you have to have lots and lots of presents under the tree, because that just feels a lot. It just feels like you're setting up expectations that aren't achievable. And often we buy things that are secondhand. Like we don't go fussing about it being new. Like if you were to look at Christmas and how much time you spend unwrapping things, the children aren't bothered about if it's in a package. They just want it out of the package and they want to play. Like we don't need to have this kind of expectation that everything needs to be brand new. But yeah, as far as loneliness is concerned, do the things that matter to you, how you want them to be, and it is just one day. It's one day out of the whole year. And I do feel like the hype is too much and it's for a long period, so it can feel quite drawn out. But I'm of the mindset that it's one day. Once that day is over, when we get to Boxing Day, I de-Christmas. I take all the decorations down and everything is ready to go away so that I can have a really good, nice period of time without a tree, and it's just chilled and just feels normal and feels like a holiday rather than feeling like I'm just sat in a weird kind of Christmas, like stuff in my face phase. I just kind of like draw a line and it's over. And that's a good way for me to kind of compartmentalize Christmas into this kind of box and put it away, because I do find Christmas challenging and that just is what works for me. So it's not a complicated Christmas. I think the one thing that I find really hard, like the biggest question, is what you're doing for Christmas. Do you go and see family? And that kind of question I find really tricky, because Christmas has never been a big thing. It's not a big celebration. It's just a Christmas dinner. It's just a roast dinner to me. It's just going to my parents, having a roast dinner, and then coming home. And then me and my son are just mostly at home all day, apart from when we go out for food. So, like, it doesn't feel like it's much. And so it's really simplified. But yeah, trying to explain that we don't really do much is really awkward. Like, I feel awkward saying it. But I quite like having a simple Christmas. And I like it when it's over. And it will be over. So if you're feeling worried about it, reach out to somebody, talk, reach out and hear, leave a comment. You don't have to be on your own, and it's going to be okay. And Christmas will be over very soon. I hope you do make Christmas what you want it to be. Let me know in the comments below if you want to chat, if you're feeling worried.